Welcome back, Bub. It's been too long. The music, I got the nostalgia, I got all of it, dude. Welcome, Bub.
Dude, it's back.
It is
Finally.
back. Finally, we join you in week 4 of high school football, in week 3 of college football. How about week 2 of NFL football? And of course, Bub, there's a lot of other things going on around the 740, but we talk sports. We love sports, and that's what we're here to do on a beautiful Thursday evening in the 740, albeit 9/11, tough day in the history of our country. But, Bub, there are good things in the world as well, and there are good things in sports in our world, and we're going to talk a lot about those things today. Bub, how was your summer? Did you get a tan, Bub? You look
I
pale.
I am pale. I didn't get a tan. Like the best tan that I got is on my wrist here, and I don't know if you can see it, and you
Yeah,
probably can't. Yeah, there's
I can't.
it's very faint.
It looks pink. Are
No,
you
I was
pink,
out.
Bub? Are you still lightly
Yeah,
burnt, Bub?
I was outside all day Saturday trying to get a tan on my legs, and I think they got more pale.
That's the way it goes in your world, Bub. That's the
It's
way
bad. I haven't been out golfing this year any. I've been out one time, lost my phone, and that was a big ordeal. And ever since then, I've just been afraid to go back golfing.
Bub is afraid of the sunshine. He is afraid of the nice green grass. But that hasn't stopped Bub from indulging himself in the world of high school football. And that's where we're going to start this evening. But before we get too far into it, Bub, I want to take a moment to acknowledge our good buddy, Philip Malone. Finally live, the man says. Finally live. Yes, sir, we're finally live. We are back, baby. It's week 4 of high school football. But, Bub, I think we're in it for the long haul at this point, right? I
Oh
think
yeah, absolutely. I think we're both ready to get back into it.
I think so. Bub. I asked you what's new. I know you're ready to get back into things because you got to take a break from that beautiful pup, Bub. Ivy. You're
Oh,
welcoming
she's
Ivy, Bub.
adorable. Listen, she is adorable. I couldn't be more happy with that pup, and she gives Willow a great playmate.
Bub. Got him a puppy over the summer. No tan, but got him a puppy. They are the same exact skin pigment, if you cannot tell.
She is. Yeah, honestly, she might be a little bit more tan,
He's got a little
but
darker tan
she
than
is
Bub.
significantly bigger now than that picture.
While Bub is on the way down in weight, Ivy is certainly on the way up. She's an eating
Yeah,
machine. She is a healthy girl. And Bub, while
the
you got
big
there,
paws, man.
she's
Look
she's
at
well,
them paws.
she's a golden retriever, Bub. Unlike you were a bronze lineman at best.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I wasn't a retriever, none the bit, but bronze alignment, I don't know about that.
I'll give you a benefit of the doubt, Bub. I'll give you a
Depends on
benefit.
how big of the classification we're talking. If like bronze the bottom tier, I don't know about that. Like I
Just
was like mediocre.
just week 1 of high school football in 2010. That's the only time I'm talking about. Bub, we're at week 3 in 2025. We've come a long way, baby. Let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of high school football. Some of the headlines from week 3 in high school football across the 7-4 above. It was a huge week in high school football, and we
Mhm.
now look down the barrel of some leagues starting conference play. We now look down the barrel of it's never too soon to begin high school football playoff looks.
Well,
And
no,
well,
absolutely. No, week three seems like the perfect time.
of course it does, right? Like you've turned the page on non-con for a lot of schools, and if
Yeah,
not, you're
everybody's
looking.
2-1 or 1-2, and
Yeah.
the 3-0s and the 0-3s.
Hang on now, hang on, because those 3-0s and 0-3s, we're gonna have to talk about as well, Bob. You can't
Other
just
than
run
Berg
through
last year, Berg is like the only team last year that was what they start 0-4,
Oh, I think there was 1 and
0-4.
3 or something like that. Something crazy for the Berg. It may have been 0-4 for the Berg, but Bub, they've come a long way since 0-4 in
Yeah,
2024. Taking down Jackson in a huge 7-4 showdown in week 1 in week 3 at Alumni Stadium. Bub, the Wheelersburg defense was lights out. They shut down one of the best, most premier quarterbacks in the 7-4 in Bodie Wolford. The Ironman rushing offense couldn't get anything going. And
mm-mm.
you know,
No,
you know how you and I feel about Coach Hall together. We love Coach Hall. We love
yep.
us some Ironman football and some Ironman offense, but Bob, they couldn't get anything going on Friday night.
Yeah, and it just seems like the question mark for the Ironman offense is do they have a true running game, right? Like you have Cy Metz that flexes out from running back to receiver, and that's a big weapon. But also, I mean, I feel like Cy Metz on the outside is your biggest threat. But also, you have to bring him inside in the running attack because he's a great option there as well. But I mean, you also got the offensive line didn't show up in that game, right? Like that was what we were looking at. Jackson's offensive line versus the defense of Wheelersburg, and Wheelersburg got the best of them in that matchup. Jackson started out with a great opening drive, but from there on out, it just seemed like the offense was stymied and really nothing could come from it.
Yeah, and that was the case. And Bub, I took Jackson in this football game. Again, they've had the advantage in this game since 2017. This is Coach Hall, this and Coach Hall loves these football games, right? Like he's insisting even a rivalry in the not a rivalry trophy that kind of follows around this triangle of football in the 7-4 that is Ironton, that is Wheelersburg, and that is Jackson. I don't have any problem with that. I personally love the idea. Neither here nor there, but it did feel like Berg took a step on Friday night in Alumni Stadium. Berg is now the 5th-ranked team in Division 5. While Ironton sits at number 4 across the division. So that's shaping up to be a huge showdown here in a few weeks at Ed Miller Stadium. But I just think Wheelersburg's defense really is taking a big step forward in 2025, and it's going to be much needed to combat the high-powered offense in the Ironton Fighting Tigers, led by Caden Edwards, who, by the way, had another phenomenal game against Liberty Christian Academy out of Virginia. And, Bub, I mean, just Ironton, the tough get tougher in Division 5. We were talking before we got on the air about Division 5 Region 19. That's shaping up to be one of the best regions in the state. Our favorite region probably across Southern Ohio football.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at the Region 19, and you got 5 teams from Southeastern Ohio sitting in the top 12, with Berg leading the way at number 1, Nelsonville York at 3, Ironton at 4, and then you got a sneaky Piketon team that's come up to a hot start, and they are coming out of the SBC. And then Portsmouth at 8 and Zane Trace at 11. And Zane Trace had a huge win against the Logan Elm squad, who's notoriously pretty well known around the region. Might be having a down year this year. But, I mean, Zane Trace coming out of the gate swinging with a huge win and hasn't really stopped.
They are, and unfortunately they haven't stopped, but it certainly slowed down last week, as this week they look to take on another tough opponent in Piketon. The Red Streaks, they got to go to Piketon to do it. But last week, Amanda Clear Creek shut Zane Trace down. There were some Zane Trace miscues in that game, 2 fumbles that resulted in turnovers for the Pioneers. That was a big-time problem for the Pioneers. They found themselves down 19-0 against Amanda, Bub, and they've never in their school's history defeated Amanda Clear Creek. So
yeah, and you're certainly not starting down 19-0 being a predominantly running team, right? Like, you're down 3 possessions right off the bat. There's no way to get yourself out of that hole. There's not enough time on the clock.
Well, no, not enough time on the clock, and Amanda Clear Creek did what they needed to do, which was milk possessions, take time off the clock, and ultimately just stop the Pioneers on offense or on the defensive side of the football. I like what I've seen from Zane Trace. Don't get me wrong, and there may be one of those just mental things there with the Pioneers, right? Like, that may just be a thing. Albeit, though, non-con game, they can now set their sights on SVC play, which begins this week at Piketon. I think Dylan Wares and his squad are going to find themselves in a big game. I can't wait to pick that one with you, Bub. That'll be a fun one at the end of this.
Yeah, that might be my game of the week.
It's up there. It is up there on our slate. This was one of the tougher ones that I had to pick as well. I'm glad you felt that way, Bub. Another tough one on the week is going to be South Gallia when they take on Wahama. They got a nice win over the Eastern Megs Eagles with a late score in Crown City, 22-21. And Brian Morrow has the Rebels playing good football down there in Crown City. And you know us, but we love us some small school football. And for the Rebels to be starting 3-0, losing what they lost, I thought that was a huge win for the Rebels.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when you think about their season last year, falling short of the Eastern Beaver win early on in the season, and then meeting them in the playoffs, not having the best performance there. But they bounced back this season, start out 3-0, and now they take on a tough Wahama team that's always good year in and year out, and this is going to be a great test for them.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, Wahama coming off a state title in West Virginia just a year ago. Wahama's going to be up for that game. They head into the game 2-0. But South Gallia, man, there's something about the way Brian Morrow's got his team playing. And he was on the verge of this a year ago, but they were close. They were really close at times. They couldn't get past certain humps. This year, it feels like they're playing much cleaner football. And Bub, they have actually found themselves. South Gallia has on. We'll get it pulled up here on one of the top offenses in the 7-4-0 as we take a look at this chart for the first time tonight. They're averaging over 40 points a game, 121 total in the 7-4-0. They are at 6 on our list in the top offenses, and we don't rank them. We let football rank them. You score
Yeah,
points, you make
absolutely.
the list, right? So
Numbers don't lie.
numbers don't lie to us. South Gallia, albeit all intents and purposes, the number 6 team in our rankings in total offenses in the 7-4-0. And Bub, there's some big name offenses on that team. South Gallia scoring 40 points a night. They're going to have a lot to say about it, albeit they're going to have big contests shaping up down the road. 3 fun games that'll be fun to watch. I think South Gallia takes on Sims Valley. I think Sims Valley takes on Eastern, and I know Eastern takes on South Gallia as well. So that's a fun
Yeah,
triangle of small town football as well.
that's a gauntlet of a schedule for South Gallia at the end of the year. Eastern on the road at Eastern Beaver, 3-0 right now, and then Sims Valley. They do get to come home for that one in Crown City to end their season or in their regular season. So I think that's a great. It's going to be a tough schedule, but at least they do close their season out with a home game.
Agreed with that here, Bub. How about this team as well in the 7-4? We talked about top offenses for a moment. Let's talk about top defenses as well. Valley used strong defense against Piketon in week 3. Took down the Red Streaks 24-7. And Valley may have one of the best runners in the area in Anthony Aaron running back in that backfield. But Bub, they use defense to shut down a Piketon squad that's been pretty high powered in weeks 1 and 2 to hold them to just 7 points. And now Valley boasts the top defense in the 7-4-0, 2.3 points per game, 7 points per game.
Total.
7 points total on the year. And Valley looks to be something strong behind Anthony Aaron a week ago. Hunter Cunningham threw 2 touchdown passes at the quarterback position. Shout out Chris Fairchild. We love you, big fella. He's got relations to that one through marriage, Bub. But nonetheless, Valley looks strong in the in the SOC early on, and they'll head to Waverly this week.
Yeah, and I think for Valley, I mean, it was the team that had, I believe, 3 wins on the season last year.
But they played, didn't they?
But they were playing every game. Yeah, they lost every game in a very
6 games by a touchdown or less.
Yeah, they were very competitive games last year, and Valley just couldn't get over the hurdle of finding a win in a few of those games. But yeah, I think Valley's a very well improved team. I think whenever you get a class like that gets another year of maturity under their belt, this is kind of the results you see in a 3-0 start for the Valley Indians.
I agree with you, Bub. Valley Indians looking strong to start the year. Another team that looks really strong, same colors, same record even. How about the Uniogo Sherman Tanks, Bub? 3-0 to start the year. And, Bub, they come into the 3-0 season boasting top offenses, scoring 46.3 points per game on the offensive side of the football. But let's swing it over to defense as well. They're a top defense, allowing only 4.6 points per game. They have taken down some pretty decent opponents to start the year. And the Uniogo Sherman Tanks, led by Matt Hoops. We were there a year ago. He's got a solid program. He's an awesome dude, by the way. Matt Hoops, awesome football guy. They look really good, Bub. They look good.
Yeah, and I think for Uniogo, it's just continuing the regular season success they had from last year, and then trying to look for a playoff win somewhere along the way. They fell to an upset last year to West Holmes. They're looking to find their vengeance this year in the postseason, and I think it starts with week 1, but they've been rolling that success ever since then.
Yeah, Uniogo's they got to scratch the itch to get the playoffs. Make no mistake about it. But I do think this year they're a little more poised to do that. The bye, that's a different.
Yeah, that's a great thing for high school football, in my opinion.
So let me ask you this: if Uniogo is it a bigger deal for them to make it to the second round, which is to earn the bye, or to simply win a game in the playoffs?
See, I think it's tough, right? Because if you do, it's not like it's a liquidated 16-team playoff anymore. It's a 12-team playoff with a first-round bye. So even if you do earn that first-round bye, it's going to be, to me, that you've earned your stripes at that point. You don't have to get the second-round win because you're going to face a tougher opponent in the second round with a 12-team playoff than you would an opponent in the second round and the first round in a 16-team playoff.
I agree with that. I think that's a fair assessment, even, Bub. Despite you being the favored child as a kid. Neither here nor there. Bub, Nelsonville, York, and Athens, both 3-0 in the TVC Ohio. Big wins. They've played even similar opponents to start the year. They both taken on Logan at one point or another. Athens looks really good. They score a lot of points. They shut everybody down despite a tough win at Marietta last week. Nelsonville, York, Rusty Richards. His crew looks really good on both sides of the football as well. That was a Week 10 showdown a year ago, shaping up to be the same thing with one of those teams hoisting the TVC Ohio title at the end of the year.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw Nelsonville, York take down Trimble at the start of the season, and we were kind of questioning ourselves, how the Trimble Tomcats were going to be this year. Well, since then, they bounced back 2-1, so that just shows you how good of a performance the Buckeyes really did have against the Tomcats.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Buckeyes playing really good football over in Bucktown, bub. Bucktown. How about that, bub? Let's talk college football for a moment. I want to start here. Something exciting in the college football world locally.
Yeah.
I got news for you, bub. Rio
It's a great
football
picture.
is back. University of Rio Grande, they're playing football again.
Look at how packed the stands are.
That's a home football game at Alumni Stadium, week 1, albeit a loss at Defiance College. And then, bub, that right there, unfortunately, and another loss to Georgetown, albeit this was my view on Saturday.
You got the best seat in the house.
Bob, I got one of the best seats in the house. I get to hang out on Saturdays at Alumni Stadium, travel a little bit, call Rio football. The gentleman beside me, by the way, Bub, Todd Worley. I want to brag on this guy.
Yeah, who'd you replace me with?
He is awesome. But truly, Bub, it was the easiest decision ever made. And ultimately, there is still there's still trade talks and even the brother discussion here. And I don't know how those are going. I'm not in on those at the moment. I value you strongly as a brother. You were the best man even. But Todd,
dude, please just don't trade me to like the Jake Paul brothers. Like don't trade me to the Paul brothers. Anybody but the Paul brothers.
They're offering some really good steak in prime, I gotta say. How about this kid out of Oak Hill, Bub? Andy Meldick. Andy Meldick, punter, safety, receiver at times for this unit. Andy Meldick, young man out of Oak Hill, a freshman out of Oak Hill, has been a phenomenal player. Hey, Bub, how about it? Look at the in the background. Oh, those are the Ironman ones. Man, I was really hoping those were the Rio goalposts.
I feel like you know where I'm going to go with this. Could you imagine pulling up to a game as a player and you see the opposing team's punter dressed up like that, and then you see him, pregame punting the ball, and he's drilling him, right? Like Andy Meldick is a hell of a punter.
So
let me just say that first and foremost.
100%. He was averaging over 40 yards a punt heading into week 2, just under 40, 39 heading into week 3. And the gentleman chasing him, his name is Dominic Harris. He's a senior at Defiance College. He is a dog on the defensive side of the ball. He is an absolute terror. And Andy Meldick made him miss, made something happen, and then kicked the ball about 45 yards on that play.
I'd probably, result of kicking that ball as well if that dude was chasing me.
100. But first of all, Bob, you're never, rest assured, you are not going to have a chance to kick the football. You are not.
I'm making a move.
You think so? You couldn't. Yeah. You couldn't beat Dow in the hamburger drill. That's neither here nor there.
I picked him up and carried him to the other side of the room.
Dowling?
We don't play rules. We don't play the forward progress rules. Holy heck, that was a tongue twister for me to say.
That was a tongue twister for old Bub. He tried. He gave it his best as well. Want to give a shout out to Kevin Bryan in here as well. My boy Scott has him rolling down in Eastern. He does. Eastern Beaver playing very good football. Bub, we were on the University of Rio Grande. They're playing very good football. Here in a few moments, I'm hoping Scott Tomlison, it looked like he was trying to connect to us here just a moment ago. He's going to join us. Head football coach at Beaver Eastern. For the Eagles. He's going to join us here in a few moments, and he's going to talk some high school football with us down in Beaver, Bob, one of our favorite places for small town football.
I was going to say, a familiar face on the show this time around.
Very familiar face. While he works out his connectivity issues, Bub, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more college football as well. We mentioned Rio is now 0-2. They're on a bye week this week. They're going to head to Ferris State, taking on the number 1 Division II team in the country, the Bulldogs. They're coming off a national title. Yeah, and listen, man, out of that's a tough one. I know.
You can't announce them as Division rank 1 Ferris State.
That is what they are. I'm not calling it anything less than what it is, Bob.
Yeah, I understand.
That is absolutely the fact of the matter.
So they play the 4th ranked team
in AIA.
And now they got to play Ferris State.
Yes.
Who is the number 1 ranked team.
This is true.
In AIA.
No. In Division 2. So NCAA Division 2. Most recently, okay, Ferris State took down Lake Erie College over the past weekend, 63-0. Well, moving on now to Ohio.
Oh man,
Stunned West Virginia in Peden Stadium over the weekend, Bub. They defended the Frank in big time fashion. How about 25,740 fans in the Frank, Bub? That's a whole lot of people in the Frank.
did you say that is a record crowd?
It is a record-breaking crowd in attendance. I'm sorry, 26,740.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this was a game going into the week that I wish I would have talked to you about because I would have predicted the OU versus West Virginia upset. And if I had the financial means to put a bet on it on Saturday, I would have. But for some reason, I had the financial means on a Sunday, which doesn't make sense to place bets on NFL. But I thought this could happen.
Someone cue Bernie Sanders.
That meme.
The financial. I could use her financial support. Yes.
Yeah. You've sent me that a time or two.
I'll tell you what, Bubba, bet on OU would have gone a long way. Because I felt good about this game for the Bobcats. Parker Navarro, he didn't play his best game. I get that, but
it's an experienced quarterback in a college setting that we don't see very often anymore.
Correct. But he's also, that defense is elite. Zach Hauser has a defense playing lights out for the Bobcats. And
that's with losing a lot of talent.
Good. What's that?
They lost a lot of talent in the offseason, whether it was graduation, Bradley Weaver going to Rutgers, I believe. He went to Rutgers, stepped up into the Big Ten.
Well, their two best players joined the portal on defense, which are Shea Taylor and Bradley Weaver, at least in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they were the two best players on the defense as far as I'm concerned. They left. Now the Bobcats are playing with different personnel. Brought Saban Gura back. That was a big help for the Bobcats. Parker Navarro's lights out as well. The offensive line reloaded really nicely. You lost the leadership of Parker Titsworth, one of the best offensive linemen to ever come through Ohio University. But Bub, he's back now. But Bub, they've reloaded nicely, and they're doing some really good things in Ohio.
Yeah, and I didn't even notice the transfer of Shea Taylor in the offseason. I'm looking at that now. I see that he is with the Charlotte 49ers. He's in Charlotte as well. Yeah, with Tim Albin.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I mean, this year, 12 total tackles, 6 solo, 6 assists. But last year, I got to agree with you. I mean, 73 total tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception on the season. He was all over the place. Him and Bradley Weaver were the two anchors of that defense.
Well, they were on the front side of the football. Of course, the Bobcats have done a nice job reloading in the secondary, and they've kept some pieces. But Bob, it's just a culture right now that they've got built over in Athens. And by the way, just so everyone's on the same page with us, Coach Tomlison trying to get with us here. He's working on some things on his end. We're working on a few things on ours. We'll get him in here at some point. But Bob, it's just a culture over in Athens, right? You felt it last year when they went to the Cure Bowl down in Orlando and took care of business after a tough departure from Coach Albin. It wasn't an easy way to go for Bobcat fans. Right after the MAC championship, he's not even back to Athens, and it's announced you're not going to have a coach when you go, to Orlando here in a few weeks. But the program held strong, and despite some losses, not only in the athletics program, but even in the the general office, so to speak, in the front office, in the athletics department, things like that, they've changed some faces and shifted some things around, and Athens remains strong. And Andrew Brown holds a lot of pride in that. More pride than a Rio graduate probably should.
Yeah, I mean, Brown going down. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, okay. I can't even talk on that one. Fair enough. I try to forget the Andrew Brown and OU days. It was a bad time for all of us.
It's funny because he can't remember. I don't know that he remembers.
What's going to happen? And I can't remember the other saying he had back then.
That's not mine.
That's not mine. Thank you. What's gonna happen? That's not mine. Yeah, I'll never forget that one.
That's not mine. That one's a
That's
tough
how
one
we
to
got.
forget.
That's how we got to the what's going to happen.
That was a tough one to forget. We were at work the other day. We were talking about things. We were talking about background checks, and one of the things that came up in our talk about background checks was there should be it shouldn't be an FBI or a BCI type of thing. It should be an HSF background check, and that includes your high school friends. Your high school friends. If you're going to have a background check done, your high school friends will tell you everything you need to know about that person. So you should.
Oh my
you should have
God!
to
Yeah.
list, so you should have to list all of your high school friends.
No.
If for references, for background, for anything, your high school friends need to be listed. That's how I view life. That's the way I try to orchestrate things.
I'd be homeless.
Yeah, well, you would. It's not entirely true. It's not entirely true, Bub. Go ahead and throw him back here, Bub. Bub. Speaking of throwing him back, the Buckeyes threw him back against Grambling State. 70-0.
Yeah, they did.
70-0. The Buckeyes took care of Grambling State. Both bands were awesome, and that's what matters.
Yeah, and how about you? Meeting up the Ohio State Buckeyes tomorrow at Saturday, or wait, tomorrow's Friday.
Jeez.
Saturday.
I'm just kidding.
I wish it was Friday right now. I'd be at a football game instead of talking to you.
Me too. I'll be in Chillicothe tomorrow for pre and back in the war room at Togo Media for post. Bob, Buckeyes look good. I will be at the shoe on Saturday. That'll be a fun time. Buckeyes look good. They're playing good football, playing really strong football right now. The win against Texas was really nice. I gotta say, it felt really nice to take down the number one in the country in week one. And Bub, Arch Manning looked like he basically never played football before. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. The Ohio State defense had him so rattled, and it started with the defensive line, right? Like I texted you at the start of that game and said, "Holy crap! Ohio State's defensive line looks like the most physical defensive line they have had in a long time." And I mean, it's more physical than the national championship team in 2015. I mean, I know they had Bosa back then, but there wasn't that physicality like they do now. And also, can I just say that it is sick that Ohio State has a running back named Bo Jackson? I think that is awesome. Going for over 100 yards. Let's just say what it is. Say it isn't so, Bo.
Well, say it isn't so, Bob. I think this is what Ryan Day. I think that the Buckeyes were a year behind what Ryan Day was kind of preaching a year ago, which was for Ryan Day. Which was that they were they wanted to be one of the most physical teams in football, and they wanted to win because they were the most physical. The fact of the matter was the Buckeyes weren't going to win because the Buckeyes weren't going to get it done being the most physical team on the football field.
They got clowned by Michigan trying that. No, they ain't going to be the most physical team. They're in a different era.
Correct.
But there's nothing wrong with being the most surgical team on offense and defense, right? And it comes on defense with Caleb Downs leading the helm from the secondary. That was a key piece for Ohio State to keep in the offseason.
Caleb Downs was a huge piece for Ohio State.
He was getting offered a lot of money to transfer. So for him to stick with Ohio State, I mean, I'm sure he's making perfectly good money at Ohio State. Don't get me wrong.
I love me some Brian Smith, and I don't know if he's playing head games, but did you see his quote? And he may have just misheard, and it could be nothing, but did you see his quote regarding Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs? He was asked about both of those players, on a roster with players like Caleb Downs and Jeremiah Smith, and then the question proceeded. I'll be honest with you, I can't remember exactly what the question was, but his reply was that they were both great receivers. They're two of the best receivers in the country. So I don't know if Coach Smith's playing some ball. I don't know if he's playing some, if he's playing some mind games. I don't know if he misheard. He may very. I don't know.
It could just be a testament to Caleb Downs' ball hawking abilities in the secondary, right? Like, I think it's a great compliment.
No, I understand. Yeah. I mean, I agree. Yeah. Caleb Downs is a dog. Caleb Downs is nasty.
There's a reason he's going to be a two-time All-American at Ohio State.
I agree with you.
First team, by the way.
First team All-American. I agree with you there as well. Bub, Coach Tomlison is being in and out here with us, trying to get this to work. But as much as we appreciate his efforts and his resilience and coming back to try it again. I'm not entirely sure that we're going to get Coach Tomlison at this hour. He has tried and tried again, and we appreciate his efforts. But Bub,
Yeah.
it just may not be the night for Coach tonight.
Hey, and that's all right. I mean, he's got a pregame to think about tonight. He's got a game tomorrow
He's
on
got a
his
game
on his
Saturday.
plate.
It's on
Saturday. God, I think today is
It
Friday.
happens. It happens. Hey,
It is Friday. Like Thursday is the new Friday. I've got my boy Travis on board with that.
See, we're
Like
making
Thursday
it
is
feel
the new
that way.
Friday.
That's the way we're making it feel for people in the 740, Bub. You want Thursday to feel like Friday? Come hang out with us.
It's easy to get through work on Friday with high school football too.
But it's exactly it. You got a little bit of high school football on your radar. Hey, just come hang with us. We're gonna pick them here in just a few moments. We're gonna go through 30 plus games in the 740.
A lot of games.
A lot of games in the 740. We're gonna give you our thoughts. We're gonna think about some of these things, talk about some of these things here, and we're gonna pick them. And I'm probably gonna beat Bub all season long like I did a year ago. It's neither here nor there.
Not a chance. I'm coming back with a vengeance this year. We're tallying these up too. We're keeping a spreadsheet.
At the end of the year, 500 for you, maybe. You might break 50-50.
We got to find a bet. We got to figure out a bet.
Figure out a bet.
We got to figure out a bet.
A weekly bet?
Yeah, absolutely a weekly. Well, not like a weekly bet, but a bet that occurs during the weeks, and then at the end of the season, you got to pay it up.
How about this week? How about for this week?
No money involved. I can't handle the financial loss right now. Betting on DraftKings has got me enough.
No. We're in tough times, Bob. We're in tough times. We can have fun without that. How about this? You see where it says host? You see where it says co-host? How about next week? It says winner and loser.
I can't believe it still says co-host. Like, whenever I logged into this app, like, it's put co-host and my name up there, so I don't have to do anything. Just show up and talk.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault that the system knows how to relegate you, Bub. It's just
hey, that's fine. I've got a lot of self-imposed titles in my life. I'm not opposed to taking another one.
Bub, how about taking another one, which the Bengals almost took another week 1 loss. But
yeah, but the Browns managed the Browns.
Because the Browns are the Browns, they didn't take another week 1 loss. What are your thoughts on Cincinnati holding on to beat Cleveland 17-16?
I mean, I sure as hell don't like 7 yards in the second half. I sure as hell don't like seeing Joe Burrow get hit in 3 back-to-back plays near the goal line and almost getting a safety. But boy, does something just make my heart just melt when I see a Cleveland Browns kicker just absolutely fumble the bag. My goodness. They had to find Justin Tucker. He's on a 10-game suspension after that game. That's how bad they are right now. But they got 2 rookie quarterbacks and Joe Flacco, so I mean, good for them, right?
Yes, good for them. Good for them.
No, but in all honesty, I think the Bengals defense, two interceptions on that secondary off of tip drills as well. Very heads-up plays by DJ Turner, and can't remember the second one that got the interception off the top of my head. But anyways, with a new a new defensive coordinator from Notre Dame, I'm pretty happy with the result. Week 1 win. I haven't seen that as a Bengals fan in a couple of years.
I will say, Bob, our good buddy Rob Canner said 7 yards in 2 quarters as an NFL team is terrible. So I just want you to do
Rob is coping so hard after that Micah Parsons trade to the Packers. I don't care what Rob says. You know it's bad. When you ask him how he's feeling after that Micah Parsons trade, and he just says, I don't care anymore. It's like, yeah, you're a Cowboys fan. You're delusional, Rob.
Also, the Cowboys are 0-1, and Bub, the Bengals and Steelers both set at 1-0. The Steelers defeated the Jets in a much different way than the Bengals picked up a victory in week 1. It was
shootout.
It was a shootout, Bub, and and while I watched this game in real time and thought, man, this game's a little bit all over the place, I look at it now and I'm like, well, there wasn't really any slop to it. There wasn't a ton of penalties. There wasn't a ton of turnovers. There was a lot of big plays. And there was a lot of
hit by Jalen Ramsey.
Huge way to end the game. Hit on Garrett Wilson late, but the amount of big plays that occurred on the offensive side of the football was fun for both teams. I wanted to say as the game went on that that Justin Fields, and we talked some during this game. I was real heavy on Justin
Yeah.
Fields in the offseason last season. I don't know that he was done completely correct by Pittsburgh, neither here nor there at this point.
He wasn't correctly done by the Bears either.
Well, he now finds himself in the third situation that he's been in his young NFL career. And, Bub, I thought Justin Fields looked damn good in week 1, taking on a tough Pittsburgh defense.
I mean, that's a defense that we're going to be talking about at the end of the season as a top 5 defense. I know it's week 1 and they got, 30 points or 30 plus hung up on them, but TJ Watt is going to settle that defense down. You've got, what's his name on the other side? Edge rusher, 56.
Highsmith.
Ah, yes. Thank you. Alex Highsmith. Yeah. You got him on the other side. And then the secondary, I mean, you know what you're getting in the secondary with Jerry Porter Jr. and Minkah Fitzpatrick.
He is JPJ is flat out elite, dude.
Justin Fields might be a top 5 hardest quarterback to defend for the Steelers, just because of the ability to run the ball.
He was on time with things though. Like
he links up with Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. I mean, I think that's a great combination for him to, or a great wide receiver for him to combine with. He hasn't really had anybody with the Bears, with the Steelers. George Pickens has probably been his best receiver. Other than, DJ Moore, sure, but DJ Moore is iffy to me.
Fair.
Mid number 1 receiver, if he's the number 1 to me.
No, fair, very fair. I think he's bottom tier, if you want my honest opinion. He's 20 or below, if you want my honest opinion. But both of our teams got wins in week 1. Hope to keep it going in week 2. Let's go ahead and keep it moving for just a moment here. I'm going to spend a few minutes before we get to our picks talking about Eastern Beaver football for just a moment, because we didn't get Scott Tomlison on here, but in case there's anyone interested in Beaver Eastern football, I want to start talking about some things, because the Beaver Eastern Eagles, Bub, right now, they have been one of the most tested teams in our area. Flat out. I mean, Bub, week in, week out, they are getting everyone's best shot. Week 1, 13-7 against South Point. At South Point against the Pointers, that's not a tough place or not an easy place to get to from Beaver. They took down the Pointers in a tough one. Week 2, Bub, week freaking 2. This may come back. We might look at this 7 weeks from now and say this was the game of the year.
This was incredible.
How about Eric Manley connecting on the last 2 completions of the game for Beaver Eastern to get it done? After Huntington Huntsman take the lead late, Beaver comes back and wins this football game 40-35 against the Huntsman. Huge win for Huntington. On the last play of the game, Eric Manley connects with Boston Webb, who, by the way, Boston Webb's one of the couple guys for this team that has stepped up in a huge way this year, in an absolutely massive way this season. Him and Captain Jack Montgomery for the Eastern Eagles are doing big things for this team. And Bub, they have won 25 football games straight in Beaver Eastern, man.
In a short amount of time as a program too. That's what's so just insane about everything. Is Eastern Beavers have managed to build a program within a short amount of time and get to this success, where last year we were thinking maybe a state final berth for the Eagles.
Yeah. It came down to some really, really good football, and ultimately Danville was just a little bit different beast.
Yeah, a team that's been there multiple times as well. Like, the experience does matter when you're talking about getting into the playoffs later.
Absolutely. Oh, we almost had Coach Tomlinson there, bro.
We saw him pop up for a second.
We saw Coach Tomlinson pop up, man. We're getting hyped here, Bub. We're getting hyped. We're getting closer and closer. He's still trying, Bub. This is a relentless man. And honestly, that's probably what's helped carry the Eagles to the season that they've had, because right now, Bub, they're getting everyone's best shot in the 7-4-0. And I think that comes with winning, 25 football games in the regular season in a row. You're a walking target. And, Bub, the season only gets tougher. They're going to take on Sims Valley here in a few weeks. They're going to take on South Gallia here in a few weeks. And, Bub, I don't know if you can tell from our list, but those are both teams that can flat out score the football. South Gallia 40 points a night, and Sims Valley is the best ranked offense in the 7-4-0, 146 points altogether. That's a lot of points. That's 48 points a night. Stepping on the field, scoring half 100 is tough to beat, bub.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is a lot of points to score, but let's look at the wins of opponent's record with Sims Valley and South Gallia. There's only 2 wins total for the teams they're playing. So I want to see those teams, or I want to see Sims Valley and South Gallia against Eastern Beaver and against, each other, because then we're going to really see kind of the test that the test that they're going to get this season.
Well,
how good those teams are.
Well, and we will exactly find out, but how good both of those teams are. That's
going to be a heck of a trio. Like, you see the Jackson Ironton Wheelersburg, and now you get to see the South Gallia Sims Valley Eastern Beaver.
That's kind of what I was hinting at earlier rather is, I was earlier when it came down to South Gallia, Sims Valley Eastern, like that's another small town football trio in the 7-4-0 that I think goes a really long way. And like I said, I love Division 7 football. I love Division 6 football. I love showing up in some of these bare bones places, just people trying to make football come together. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, and that's all we want. Like, that's the reason we started the whole podcast, is to make football come together in Southeastern Ohio in the 740 area, right? So, we're doing it one day at a time.
One day at a time, and one guest at a time, Bub. And I don't know if we've got Scott yet, but it looks like he's somewhat available for us. Coach, can you hear us here? He's in, Bub. I don't know if he's in here with us.
It's not seeming hopeful right now.
He's trying. Bub, we're so close.
It's tough, man.
It is tough out here in the world trying to get guests. Well, he's doing what he can, Bub. He's doing what he can, and that's ultimately what matters. Let's go ahead and we'll ultimately get Coach Tomlin here, I think, at some point. Daniel Stewart, by the way, Bub, also trying to help out here as we figure this thing out.
I like Daniel. Daniel Stewart's a great guy.
I love Daniel, man. I love Daniel, defensive coordinator for the Eagles, and he's an awesome dude. He's a great guy. Bub. Coach, are you with us? Bub, it just feels like we're getting closer and closer with Coach.
We are. He stayed in there for like 5 seconds this time.
Oh, hang on. We're actually buffering now. Oh, Bub.
Oh,
we're going to get him. We're going to get him. We're going to get him. Bub, let's go ahead and take a move on for just a moment here to take a look at some of the bigger games in our area in week 4 across the 7-4-0. We got a huge slate of high school football games lined up this week in Southern Ohio. And, Bub, there are some key matchups that pop out here at me. Megs looks for its first win against Vinton County. Alexander takes on the Bulldogs in Athens. That'll be a great football game this week. Northwest looks for a long overdue win against Wheelersburg. First win since the 70s if they could pull it off over the Pirates.
Whoa, that is a lot.
That's a long
since
time.
Since the 70s? 50 years almost?
Since the 70s, Bub. That's a long time.
Okay.
That is a long time to be searching for a win.
Hey, that's a lot longer than 20 years.
It's a lot longer than 20 years. It's a lot longer than 20 years. Let's go ahead and keep it moving on our list here. Canisius out of New York taking on the Ironton Fighting Tigers in the battle of unbeaten. Zane Trace and Piketon in what could be our game of the week. Unioto Huntington could be a fun one out in the township.
It's a great game.
Could be Wahama at South Gallia is going to be a fun football game. Fort Fry taking on Waterford will be a fun football game as well. Hillsboro and Williamsburg, Bub. That one kind of intrigues me. I'm excited to see how that one leans for you. And the last two here.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one to pick.
I'm sure it was. A few of these are tough, man. It's not easy going 40% like you do. South Point taking on Sims Valley this week at Sims Valley, and also Miami Trace and the Batavia Bulldogs. But we're going to pick all of these football games and a whole lot more. Why don't we go ahead and try to get started in this slate of high school?
I would just like to say before we start, I would have loved to have been 40% in that hoop shoot. Just saying. No, if I could shoot 40% of my free throws, I would not have been embarrassed.
Well, unfortunately.
But shooting 12% is just, you get humbled so quickly.
You did get humbled. Not only quickly, but the longevity of your humbling. I mean, it's paying dividends into your 30s.
I still think about it today. Every time I eat a hamburger.
What? What?
Because after shit, we've got like these McDonald's hamburgers, and I was already like sadder than hell because I shot 12% out of 25 free throws. So I'm just like, I'm sad eating. And I open up that burger, and dude, it's just got like onions, pickles, mustard, everything on it. And I was over that day. I was ready to get the hell home.
That's because you didn't deserve to have food the way you wanted it that day, Bub. You shot 12% from the line. That's what matters. Bub, let's go ahead and take a look at some of our high school football games across the 7-4-0 this week. Bub, I'll go ahead and start with Marietta Claymont, the Mustangs, the Tigers. Who you taking in this one?
I'm going to go with the Mustangs on this one. Marietta, fell short of their playoff hopes last year, and it just hasn't seemed like they've bounced back since then, starting off 0-3, so give me the Mustangs.
Bob, rolling with the Mustangs I'm with you on that one. The Mustangs are going to get done in this one. How about the Independence Patriots out of West Virginia taking on the Warren Warriors in week 4, Bub?
I have always been synonymous with Warren and Marietta having similar seasons. Give me the Patriots in this one.
Bub is a lifelong Patriot. We love that, Bub, from you. Actually, I'm rolling with the Patriots in this football game as well.
Warren, yeah, you're a Patriot. Hey, listen, you're a semi-pro Patriot, baby.
Bub, it's that type of behavior that's going to get you. It's going to get you muted again, like the girl.
Jackson County over there. Jackson County's finest.
I will make a lot of people happy by muting you. I can promise. I think the Patriots are going to get done.
I'm the star.
Sure, Bub. Whatever mom wants you to believe. Patriots are going to get done in this football game in Warren. Give me the Patriots here. Bub Logan, Pickerington Central, Chieftains, Tigers. Who you got?
I'm taking Pick Central all day long in this one.
That's
Until
good.
Logan proves to me in the last 20 years they're going to beat Pick Central, I'm going to take Pick Central.
Yeah, let's go ahead and keep it moving here. I'll take Pick Central in this one as well. Chesapeake at Coalgrove, down in Ironton. Bub, who you got?
Chesapeake usually starts off good, but they're starting off 0-3, so you'd think they'd win, a game here and there, but I'm taking Coalgrove, no problem. There it is! Daniel!
Beaver, can you hear
Daniel!
What's up, fellas? How
Beaver!
you doing?
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, it's usually a different setting whenever we meet each other.
Anyone from any other town tells us no, Bub. They move on with their Thursday. Not in Beaver.
Hey,
in Beaver.
We've always got backups ready to go in Beaver, baby. We're ready.
Hey, the depth chart is vast in Beaver.
Hang on. We're trying to get things in store here because hang on. We're spelling out words over here. Let's go ahead and add us a banner. It's his first time. Daniel Stewart joins the show, baby. We're here, Bub. We're here. And it doesn't matter that he gave up 42 points last week. He's got a smile on his face.
All right.
Yeah, we got to talk about that one.
All right, fellas, we'll see you.
See, hey, they're having connectivity.
Hey, I'm just saying, 42 and 35.
I'm just kidding.
Ooh. Hey, I agree. I don't know who's calling the defense, man.
Hey, take a big drink of that water. Let us know on the back end of it.
I need some of that, too.
Hey, seriously, man, in all seriousness, and we know you've been stepping in trying to get Coach Tomlison on here. We appreciate you, Coach. But in all seriousness, and I'm going to ask him some questions here in a little while, but we'll start with you since you got you guys on the air. You guys are getting everyone's best shot in the 7-4-0 right now.
Absolutely.
No question about it. Is that going into your guys' preparation at all? Is you telling your team this? How are you guys preparing these guys for these types of games?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's, it's something that kind of started last year and is especially bled into this year after being the regional runner-ups is, like you said a few minutes ago, 25 straight wins. Like, we're going to get everybody's best punch. No one's coming in afraid of us. Like, we're going to get absolutely Huntington, Huntington.
What a game.
Right. They've been building a great program down there, but you hear, you get on message boards and you're reading, it's not talking about SVC titles. It's not talking about going above 500. It's that we're going to beat Eastern in week 2. Like, that is the talk.
That's awesome.
And that's something that, when you get to this status, it's nice you earn that, but you have to prepare twice as hard because, you're going to get everybody's best punch, like you said. And it, from a scheme standpoint, you do all this prep, you watch all this film and you get your scout playbook starting, all this stuff. And then typically like in my however many games have been here already, they've stacked up at least 60% of them on the opening drive. Teams running stuff they have never shown before on film, like, because they have to add a wrinkle for us. So, that makes things difficult as well. So from both the schematic standpoint and just from kids, like, getting up and ready to go, like we are always getting the best punch.
And it shows, and we talk some throughout the weeks, Daniel, and you always shoot me straight, and I love that from you, because you always tell me the reality behind what's coming, but you're always preparing for that. So I had to assume that you were preparing your team the same way. And Bub looks like he's deep in thought. He's got the finger wagging. So
I just can't wait to call you out for flip-flopping your pick after talking to me all week on that Huntington Ross Eastern Beaver game. I want you to talk about it. I want you to talk about it right now. I've been waiting for this moment.
I will happily talk about this one with you. So I'll tell you what happened, Daniel. I will happily talk about this.
Okay, I'm ready.
So we started talking, and I told Bubba same thing that you told me. Much improved program. It's no secret. Clay Beeler's done great things over in Township, Bub. Yeah. He's done really good things. They play more physical than they were going to play. They're far more athletic. The Hirsch kid, quarterback, Frankie Hirsch.
One question. The coach for Huntington Ross, Clay Beeler. Is that from Chillicothe?
Same dude.
No kidding.
You can't say that word on here, but yes.
I said no kidding.
No kidding. You did say that is fun. They play good football. I was on the side of the Township early on. I was
heavy. I got the text.
Well, he came into my office, talked to me on Friday, and I just inspired him. That's probably where this is going.
I messaged him when he made that pick, and I said, "How are you going to tell me that you are talking about an upset all week long, and then when it comes Friday night, you absolutely flip your pick?"
And and what happened, Bub? What happened, Bub? Was that wrong?
It was a heck of a comeback with 16 seconds left.
You want to know why I went the way I did late? You got to score late. Who you going with? You got a tight football game. Which offense you going with late? I'm going with the team that can throw the football. I'm going with the guy that's chill trying to complete 80 yards worth of completions down the football field, Bub. I'm going with that guy.
I'm just saying, I never thought Eastern Beaver was going to lose, is all I'm saying.
I got one pick on Friday. I picked my pick. I got it right, Bub, and that's what matters.
That's it.
Daniel, are you with Coach Tomlison? Are you guys in a good spot, or is this all you at this point, man?
I don't know. I've been texting him trying to help get him online. I'm not with
no.
We've been on the phone trying to get him on. And I'm not sure. I can text him, but I think he's pretty well given up at this point.
Based on the text I got, brother, trust me, he's giving.
Yeah, I think he's throwing the towel.
I can't imagine.
He's throwing me far more than a towel. I can promise you right now. Hey,
I'm sorry that you're disappointed that it's just me, Eric. I hate to disappoint.
No. Brother, I promise. Bub loves you all the same. I go into your.
I tell you all the stories.
It's not like I'm going office to office to talk to people at work. I run a low profile at work. Okay, so if I'm in here talking football, you're always welcome, man. So let's talk about it. Teams on 25, obviously. You're getting each team's best punch each week. On the other side of things, you've had to replace a few key players.
Mm-hmm.
Wyatt Richardson, the young man, the lice
Tucker.
boy. Yeah. Tucker, thank you. I couldn't get his dad's name out of my head, and if I mention his dad's name on here, I'm afraid we may never live it down. I love you, Neil. Two big pieces.
Yeah.
All around. We've got some guys now, Boston Webb, Captain Jack Montgomery. They've stepped up in a big way on the offensive side of the ball. What's that meant to the offense? I know that you're the defensive guy. I'll get back to that part.
Yeah, no, it's been huge. I mean, Boston, he was the best kept secret in all of Southern Ohio last year because it's not new for him. It's just that the target share has gone up. More
share.
One of the hardest working kids I've ever coached. He's constantly getting after it. The second football season ends, he's in the gym shooting on the Vertimax. I mean, he gets after it, and he was that guy last year. It's just like you said, you had Tucker Lice and Wyatt Richardson. You could also throw the ball to that. He didn't have to get 12 targets a game or so. He got to make do with his 4 or 5, and he did. He was great for us last year. And Jack's great. Jack the Ripper is where I go.
I love Jack the Ripper, man. I use that one on Fridays.
Yeah, he's a horse, man. We saw that coming last year when he was a freshman, and being able to have him, kind of be Brady Moore's understudy, there through the back half of the season. That's another senior that's been really hard to replace. Everyone always, they said all offseason, well, Eastern only replaces 4. They only replace 4. And it's like, well, we replaced 4 really key difference makers. Like,
Sure.
and on a roster, a Division 7 school, that's a big chunk.
I was going to say the Division 7 aspect of it really makes a difference.
Right. And, and not every kid comes back out. We had some kids that we were really hopeful for that thought they might develop from year to year that just decided to give it a shot this year. So it's not just the 4 that graduate. It's who that, you kind of were banking on that maybe didn't come back. But, back on Boston and Jack, they've been fantastic. They're a staple of consistency. They both get after it in the weight room. They take their prep very, very serious. And I think that the success that they're reaping what they sow for sure.
Let's go ahead. You got one of the coolest stories of again, one of the best games. We're going to come back to it in week 10, week 11, week 12, 13. And we're going to talk about it being one of the best games on the year. Week 2, Huntington. Mm-hmm. You're taking on the team from the township. You got one of the coolest stories from Eric Manley Jr. And this was like, I got chills reading this text. I've gone back and read it since you texted me.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what was going through this young man's head.
Well, it's not even. I'll get to Eric in a second. It's not even just Eric. It's you get on Facebook all the time and you see parents. I'm not bad about parents, but you see parents, but these kids have no clue. These kids, and you see that for every team. Every mom gonna put, every dad's gonna put. This is the closest I've ever seen to it because 25 wins. I've been here for
officially more than half. By the way,
more than half. I've been here
over half.
13 of the regular season out of 12.
Yeah,
I can finally tell people, I've been here for most of them. But,
most of them, yeah. Most of it.
Right, so that's nice to say now. But
well earned, by the way. Well earned.
Just since I've been here, that's like the 4th come from behind victory with, needing a game-winning drive, and they put it together. So obviously Eric is, he's the leader of that group, but it takes all 11 to lock in and, not be wavered. And that was the feeling, I will be honest. I'll throw myself under the bus here. Like when we gave up that score, it was like gut punch. It was like, there goes the streak, and it's it reflects on me whether whether it's a blown coverage or that falls back on my side. And Eric just, I got you. Like I got you. And I will never forget. Like I go over to him and I'm telling him like, need a miracle, like time to step up. And he looks at me and it's like 11 seconds on the clock after the kick return. He's like, it's just 2 completions. He's like it's nothing. It's just 2 completions. And
yeah, but it's 60 dang yards or whatever.
It didn't matter, bub.
It's all it took. But he said it's 2 completions in a row, and that's all. That's what it took. It was a great ball to Carson down the sideline. A lot of contact, but that's the thing. Like the line gave Eric time. They allowed him to flush out of the pocket. Carson makes an incredible catch. I'm not trying to take away from Eric at any. He was incredible.
Sure. But yeah.
It took everyone, and it took everyone to buy into that.
Absolutely.
And it sounds so. It almost sounds cocky, and I don't mean to sound this way. And it probably sounds like I'm blowing smoke. But when we completed the pass with 2.8 left to the plus 16, it was just like my nerves were gone. It was just like, oh, we're going to win the game. Like this feels past 4 times we've done this. It's like we're going to win. He's going to find a way to win the game. And then Jack Montgomery again. And Jack, we give Jack all kinds of smoke because I'm not saying he's got the worst hands, but he's not one that typically catches the football very well.
Yeah.
And just, great route, great catch. And he found the hole in the back of the end zone. And
yeah,
it was incredible. But yeah, Eric's poise. And he doesn't play defense. He could have just threw the towel in and said, man, I did enough. I scored 28. I scored 34. What do I need to do?
Yeah, right.
Like, hey, it's fine. Me and Eric have a very it's funny because me and Coach Ferguson, our OC, we have a great relationship and we don't step on each other's toes and we work back and forth. But he's in the box on Fridays, and Eric is almost like his extension of that. Like we have a great Friday night relationship. He doesn't play defense. I don't coach any offense. Like we go back and forth. Like, all right, your turn. All right, your turn.
Right.
We bounce it back and forth, and I. Again, like you referenced the story. I felt awful. I'm like, Eric, need a miracle, brother. I need you to bail me out. It's like it's just 2 completions in a row. I got it.
I love the poise, man. And honestly, like you can defer, Craig. You can give That's a culture, man. Like, that's a calmness, that's a poise that's built because of the coaching staff. You, Coach Tomlison, you mentioned Coach Ferguson, like what you guys do down there, man. Just you guys have built a culture of confidence, of winning, of in such a short time. And that's what's really crazy. I got Coach Tomlison in the comments though telling me to ask about them calling me ugly a couple of weeks ago. So what's going on here, man? Is there something I need to know?
Scott saying we called him ugly? Is that what he said?
Ask them about me calling. Ask them about calling me ugly a couple weeks ago, Stu. I don't know, man, but it sounds like you need to be nicer to people outside of work.
I know what it was. I know it's not me. This is you.
It's me.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. This is after the South Point win. I remember listening to it on my way home, and you were. I don't know.
I remember this.
Yeah,
I remember this. I said that they want to. This is how they want to win. They want it to be dirty, nasty, beat you down type of ugly football.
You're not winning the fans of Beaver, Eric.
I love Beaver. Shut up, Aaron. Hey, well, I'm not winning any fans over in Beaver. Coach, you are, and I think that's what's important. I want to talk to you about one thing. I got one question for the defensive side of things here. I know Bub may have something here. On the defensive side, things certainly aren't getting any easier. You got Sims Valley, you got South Guy, you got some big dogs
for sure
that you're going to take on down the road here. Is there anything on the defensive side you feel like we need to tighten up as Beaver Eastern fans, or are we good with just kind of letting the season play out, getting better each week? What are we thinking right now looking ahead? Don't want to take away from Clinton County, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's just 1 week at a time. Everything's 1 week at a time. We focus on the challenge ahead. We've not done a great job the past couple of weeks defensively. I thought in the Adena scrimmage, it's just been kind of a roller coaster. We weren't where we wanted to be, but there was potential there. I thought we had a great scrimmage against Megs. Great game against South Point, held them to less than 80 yards rushing and 6 points allowed, which didn't come until the fourth quarter. Got out of there with 16-3. And then just kind of, I'll take the blame for Huntington to an extent. I think we kind of sold out a little bit too much, stopped the run. Not saying we didn't give Frankie Hirsch the respect he deserved. We accounted a little bit too heavy for it, got kind of caught off guard there in the second half when they started airing out on us. I'll take that. That's me.
You knew that was a possibility, though, too. Yeah. It wasn't like you didn't know.
No, it was. And then the Minford one, I mean, in the third quarter, I thought, okay, we've played a solid game. We've given up too many, but solid game. And it was just a barrage of blown coverages. I mean, it's just a lot of blown coverages in the fourth.
Young pieces.
Mm-hmm. Stuff we got to clean up, and that's something that I feel we did a very good job of cleaning up this week, especially today. Today was our defensive practice. I feel really good about where we are in the secondary. I think we've got things. I think we got things fixed. I think our kids understand the expectation now. We'll just word it that way.
Yeah.
I think we're in a good spot. I like where we're at, and Clinton. That's kind of what I told the team. I told the secondary that it hasn't been good enough right now. We got to improve. But how lucky are we? I told them this Monday during film. How lucky are we that we don't have to wait 4 or 5 weeks to show that we've got it figured out? We get another opportunity this time around. Clinton County's going to air it out.
Yep.
Yes.
They've got a very good quarterback, and of the top. And there's no disrespect to anyone else in our schedule, but on the top 8 to 10 receivers that we'll see this year, there's 3 or 4 of them that we'll see on Saturday.
Wow.
They've got some dudes.
And
they're going to sling it around the yard, and we get a chance to go redeem ourselves and show what we patched up this week. So, Simmons Valley, South Gallia, those will come, but Clinton's a big test, and we're going to try to get through that one and get to 4-0 and worry about Southern next week. And when Sims Valley and South Gallia get here, then we'll talk about them.
Love it. Bub.
I have so much cooler of a question now. Oh gosh,
okay.
I was just researching stuff. Okay, Danielson. I want to know. So last year you had Dansville in your region. That was a very tough opponent to match up with in the playoffs.
Mm.
You have now gotten them out of your region, and you now know who enters your region,
right?
In Marion Local.
Oh, them.
I just want to know kind of your thoughts on Marion Local as a whole and, a potential meetup, because I do expect Eastern Beaver to go very far in the playoffs this year. And you know how exciting would that be for an Eastern Beaver program so young in its early career to meet up with a Marion local program that's been so synonymous with success over the last few seasons?
Yeah, no, I think it's exciting. You know, it's again, we don't want to look too far ahead. We got to take care of business.
Yeah.
If we want to get to the playoffs, we got to take care of the next few weeks anyways, which, I think we'll be fine in that aspect in terms of getting there. But we welcome it. Last year, the goal was last year is we want to get to the state championship, give ourselves a chance. Yep. If you're doing that, last year, if we got to the state championship, guess who we see? We see Marion Local.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's not something that's like, ooh, now we might see Marion Local. That was the thought.
That's not a surprise.
No, that was what we wanted last year. We didn't get it. So now it's like, oh, we get to see him sooner. Sweet. If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And that's,
yes, you do.
Whether we see Marion State Championship or week 11, it doesn't matter. If we want to get to that point, we're going to have to go through them. And they've absolutely earned the respect that they get. They're an unreal an unreal program.
Yeah.
But there's some other this region's loaded. I mean, it's
St. Henry as well, sitting at the 5 seed right now, just had a hell of a matchup with Marion Local.
At halftime. Yeah, St. Henry's St. Henry's, Minster. I mean, they're
Minster's another one. Minster's huge.
They're very, very good programs in that region. So but that's something we preach to the kids now is how huge seeding is. Like seeding was important in region, no doubt about it. But like I told the team after the Meg scrimmage, it is a playoff week this week at South Point. Like this is Division 5 points. This is a South Point team that's much improved. They're going to go win games for us if we can take care of business. Like the bye week is important as you can imagine. You have a week of rest and then bang, it's not like, I'm not trying to disrespect anyone that you'd see in the first round in 27. Like we saw Strasburg. We saw Strasburg, and I thought they were one of the best 15 seeds around. Like it was a pretty tough, but
Tigers.
Yeah, now you're talking like Fort Loramie or Lehman Catholic or you're seeing some legit. You will have teams miss the playoffs in Region 28 that could go to the regional final in other regions in Division 7.
Yep,
without a doubt. And so seeding is huge now. We want to get a bye. We want to get at least that first game at home. So it's massive. It's massive. But to go into Marion Local, if we get to that point, it's a privilege. It's not something that intimidates us. It's like it is a privilege for the Eastern Eagles of Beaver in year 11 to be going toe to toe with Marion Local.
Year 11. Baby.
Yep.
Trying to go win a state championship like that.
Exactly.
And it's not, it's kind of like I told you guys in the cafeteria last year before Danville. It's like, we never been here before. What do we have to be afraid of? Let's go.
Yeah.
So no, we welcome it. When we saw that it happened, Scott texted in our group chat. We got moved to Region 28, and the first text after that was Dalton or Ferg. I can't remember. Like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's it.
Well, hopefully he texted you guys back nicer than he texted us back earlier, and that's what matters. Coach, we appreciate. What's that?
That's what you called him ugly. What do you expect?
Well, hey, I don't expect any less. Anytime I say something like that, I expect it fully to be held against me. It isn't always, but I love that it is in Beaver.
That tells out about it. Like I had no clue what he was talking about. It just hit me right then at the end.
When it hit you, it hit me the same way because I was like, "What could he possibly?" And I was like, I didn't even mean anything bad about it. I just want people to know that down in Beaver, you guys can win by more than 40 a night. There's other ways. You guys are, Brewer Tomlinson down there is no joke. He's got another one on the line with him. That's no joke. That's we play physical football.
We have some dudes up front. That's been a real blessing for us this year. Is that, Eric is fantastic. And, Eric would be the first person to tell you that he was having an off night at South Point, and we were really able to lean on the run game more this year than we even could last year. And
sure.
It's very nice. We're very versatile on offense. We're in a great spot.
Great program all the way around. Thanks for figuring things out, man. Taking the time to hop in with us and making sure that we got to hear from Eastern Beaver, man. That's important.
No problem, fellas. Sorry, I didn't get to hear from the big man, but maybe next time.
Hey, maybe next time we'll figure. We'll come to him next time. I don't need the feeling like he's mad at me down the. No. We'll come to him next.
I personally love our random meetups, Daniel.
to me. I know we see each other a lot. I see you
Oh yeah.
more than I see Eric, and I work in his building. That's kind of crazy.
Well, that's not.
I forgot you do work in his building. I gotta go there more often.
That's not saying anything good about either of you right now. I want you to know this, man. I want you to know both. That's not saying good.
It's been a while since.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's been a while.
Hey, man, thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it. Good luck Saturday night, brother.
No problem, fellas. I'll see you.
Always good seeing you, buddy.
I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow at work. Who knows? See you, dude. Daniel Stewart, Bub, he took the time to figure it out for us here, man. We got the
He did, heck yeah.
Guy. Hey, dude, that was awesome, man. He tells us the full story, man. He paints such a good picture, dude. He's a good dude down there, man.
Yes, he is. Good people.
We value Daniel, man. Bub, we got to go ahead and wrap up some of these picks, though, dog. We got a little behind. You ready?
Oh, yeah, we got to get quick. I got to break the seal.
Strap in. Cold Grove hosting Chesapeake. I got the Hornets, Bub.
Give me Cold Grove as well on that one.
I like the Redmen of Rock Hill, Tony Love and company, to get it done. Heading into Proctorville to take on the Dragons. Give me the Redmen.
I actually got Fairland in this one to get the upset win.
Ooh.
I do. I think they get it done.
It would be a nice bounce back.
Stop the bleeding for the Dragons.
That would be a huge bounce back win for Coach Jackson and company down there. I got Notre Dame Titans taking on Miami Valley Christian Academy. I got the Titans, Bub.
Yeah, give me another familiar face in Region 28 in Portsmouth Notre Dame Titans.
I think Sims Valley shuts down the Pointers of South Point in Week 4, Bub.
I got Sims Valley as well, but opponent's record is 0-9 against the Vikings. So this will be a good test for them.
Ooh, interesting test for the Vikings, Bub. I got Clinton County falling to the Beaver Eastern Eagles.
Yeah, I think Eastern Beaver rolls on this one.
How about Waterford, Fort Fry? This will be a phenomenal football game in the smaller school division of the 740.
I'm taking Waterford to snap the 18-game winning streak of the Fort Fry Cadets. Give me Waterford Wildcats.
That would be a huge win for Waterford to get it done over Fort Fry. I'll stick with Waterford. I think that something different's ticking for this crew. Bub, Green Bobcats, one of the more struggling programs in the whole state, travels to Southern.
Yeah, Southern is also another struggling program, but an 8-1 opponent record. Give me the Tornadoes to take this one and get their first win of the season.
I think Southern's had a tough slate to open up the year as well. Give me the Tornadoes. I think Oakland, the Golden Bears, take down the Golden Eagles, Bub.
I agree with you on that one. Give me Oakland and the West Virginia team.
How about the Unioto Shermans traveling to the township to take on the 2-1 Huntsman?
Give me Huntington Ross on this one. I'm thinking they win at home. Give me Huntington Ross. They couldn't get the win against the Eastern in a miracle, but I think they take down Unioto with Unioto being on the road.
Bob, I'm going to differ from you on this one. I'm going Coach Hoops, the Shermans in the township. I'm choosing against where my kids go to school. That's awesome. How about the Panthers of Southeastern taking on Adina, the Warriors? This will be a big rivalry game in Week 4, Bub.
Yeah, I'm going to take Southeastern on this one. Adina's only win was against a club team with an 8-7 game. I'm taking the Panthers.
Granville Blue Aces traveling through the Washington Courthouse Blue Lions. I got to roll with Granville. They're playing lights out. You like Miami Trace or Batavia Bulldogs? I like points. This will be a great football game. If you like points, who you rolling with, Bub?
Batavia to give the Panthers their first loss of the season.
Me too. I'm rolling with Batavia as well. Bub, I'm going with Williamsburg to take down the Hillsboro Indians. There's a kid from Williamsburg I really like. Gray Robinson is the name of the 6'3", 205-pound tight end running back. Who you got?
I think Williamsburg won last year in a squeaker, 48-41. I think they take it at home this year as well and keep the streak going.
Bub, Ironton Fighting Tigers take on Kenesha.
Ironton, give me Ironton. Until they leave, give me Ironton.
Until proven otherwise. But how about this one for the Ironton Fighting Tigers? Bub, they have not lost a regular season game to a team from Ohio since 2021. Ironton Fighting Tigers. That was Moeller even.
Yeah.
That was Moeller almost 4 years ago today. Give me the Ironton Fighting Tigers in this one as well. Boyd County Lions, Mason County Royals. I'll take the Lions.
Yeah, but I'll take the Lions as well, and that one improved to 3-1.
Manchester Greyhounds are 3-0, traveling to Southerville East to take on the Tartans.
Still don't know what a tartan is. Give me the Greyhounds.
Greyhounds until proven what a tartan is. How about the Mohawks of Northwest? They travel to – okay, we'll move on. Go Berg's going to get it done in this one. It's going to be another year anyway before the Mohawks get it done against Wheelersburg. The White Falcons, the Rebels of South Gallia. Who you got, bub?
Give me Wahama. God, you threw me off with the White Falcons there.
Yeah,
Give me Wahama to take down South Gallia in this one.
They are the White Falcons of Wahama. I think that they'll get it done over the South Gallia Rebels. Bub, South Gallia Rebels playing good football. I have picked against them. I believe, I could be wrong. I should have checked this before I said it. I think 3 weeks in a row.
So really?
I think 3 weeks. I know I did week 1. And I think I did week 3. I can't remember on week 2. Portsmouth Trojans at Gallia Academy Blue Devils.
I'm taking the Trojans.
I'll go with the Trojans
the
as well in this one. McLean hosting the Astros of East Clinton.
Give me McLean in this one. 2-1. Great start for the Tigers.
Great start for the Tigers. I think they have a realistic chance to move to 3-1. Give me the Tigers as well. Chillicothe Cavaliers. I'll be here tomorrow night, bub, as they host the Portsmouth West Senators. Who you got?
I'm taking the Cavaliers in this one. Carton Ligon from Chillicothe, the running back with 420 rushing yards last week. Give me the Cavaliers to get their second win of the season and bounce back to 500.
Carte Ligon played flat out of his mind a week ago. I think that the Cavaliers keep it rolling in week 4. The Piketon Red Streaks, the Zane Trace Pioneers. Bub, the Red Streaks host it. Who you got?
Two teams coming off tough losses last week. I'm going to take the Pioneers to get this win on the road.
I will bounce back with the Zane Trace Pioneers on the road as well. It would be a huge game to get it done. It was a great game a year ago. Give me Zane Trace in this one. How about the Valley Indians? They travel to Waverly.
Yeah, unfortunate start for Waverly, but how about Valley coming out of the gate top with 3-0 record? Give me the Indians to take this one.
Yeah, I like what the Indians can do on both sides of the ball. They play good defense as well. Give me Valley over the Tigers of Waverly. Westfall Mustangs travel to Paint Valley to take on the Bearcats.
Westfall's taking this one. Improving to 3-1.
I agree with you, Bub. Give me the Mustangs on this one. Bub, I'm rolling with the Nelsonville York Buckeyes over the Raiders of River Valley.
Yeah,
you are as well. How about Alexander traveling to Joe Burrow Stadium to take on the Bulldogs?
Closer game than you'd think on paper, but I think it's just on paper. Give me Athens to win this one.
Daniel Heitland is out at quarterback for the Bulldogs. I don't know that it makes a difference in the backfield, but give me the Athens Bulldogs to get it done over the Alexander Spartans under new leadership. How about the Eastern Megs Eagles? Fedhawk Lancers. Fedhawk without a quarterback at the moment. I got to roll with Eastern.
Eastern with the tough loss last week. They're coming back with a vengeance.
Let's go ahead and talk about the Vinton County Vikings and the Megs Marauders. 2 teams looking for first wins, Bub.
I think Vinton County gets it done this week and gets a win on the road.
Wow. That'd be a huge win for Vinton County.
It would.
Yeah, we'll differ on this one here, Bub. I'll roll with the Marauders to get it done at home. I like what I've seen from them on the offensive side of the ball. Bub, let's head into Jackson County now. The Wellston Golden Rockets host the Trimble Tomcats in week 4. Who you got?
I know it was a week 1 loss for the Tomcats, but they've been rolling since. Give me the Tomcats.
I agree with you there, Bub. I'm rolling with the Tomcats here. Oak Hill Oaks hosts the Minford Falcons. 0-2 or 0-3 hosting a 1-2 squad. Who you got here, Bub?
As much as I'd like to say Oak Hill finds their first win of the season, I think Minford gets their second. Give me the Falcons.
I agree with you on this one, Bub. I think Oak Hill falls at home. Minford gets a win. Nice pickup in Peyton Cottle. Played the Eastern Eagles in week 3 to a tough game as well. So, Bub, that leaves us with one final game, the Jackson Ironmen on the road. For the first time this year as they travel to Mount Orab to take on the Western Brown Broncos. Who you feeling here?
Jackson's going to get the gears back to rolling on this week. Western Brown's going to 0-4. Give me the Ironmen.
I agree with you on that end of things here, Bub. And that's our pick'ems from week 4 across the 740. Bub, we'll differ on a few. We'll be wrong on a couple. We'll be right on more than we're wrong on, and that'll be a whole lot of fun. We'll talk about more of those next week. We'll give you a rundown on how we did. That way, it gives you more reason to tune in. If you're wanting to know what's going on in high school football in the 740, just tune in. We know what's up. We know what's going on here. Bub, got a couple of other things I want to throw at you here. How about a 740 spotlight before we get out of here, Bub? We've been doing this since inception of this show. Let's go ahead and bring it back one more time tonight. The 740 spotlight. Bub, this is going to a player who started their career in the 740. They have branched outside of the 740. They are now taking on things at the college level. And Bub, I've got to say, I'm going to go ahead and begin a few things here. But I gotta say, as we hit the music, background type of music, Bub, there's been a gentleman outside the 740. It's been playing lights out on the football field. They've been playing a little further north of here. But Bub, Cade Wolford at Kent State.
Been doing great things.
He is in our 740 spotlight this week. But Cade Wolford has been lights out as a Golden Flash this year. He had a rough year as a freshman. This year he comes in a red shirt freshman. He's got 2 catches against Merrimack for 109 yards and 2 tutties in week 1. And he had 19 yards on 2 catches and a tutty against Texas Tech in week 2. And also made the SportsCenter top 10. Bub, Cade Wolford is the recipient of our 740 spotlight. And while we're talking about Cade here for just a moment, Bub, I also want to go ahead and throw just a quick audio clip from Cade. He was on Flash Talk this week, which is a Kent State football podcast. And Bub is a proud young man. He knows the impact that he's having on folks like us back in the 740. And this is what he had to say in regards to his success at Kent State. Take a look.
Extremely proud, man, and it's especially became evident to me the past couple of weeks. You know, I'm having some success, and just to feel the love from back home, you know, to feel that I'm making those people back home proud is an incredible feeling. To know that I'm showing kind of the kids that I want to be a role model to, that they can do stuff like this too. It's a blessing. I've come from a small town, especially Jackson. Like I wouldn't trade it for the world.
That tells you what it means to that young man there, man. Cade Wolford. Congrats, brother. 740 spotlight. We're proud of you, buddy. You've been doing some great things.
Amazing things for the area.
Amazing things, dude. Highlighting our little corner of the world down here in the 740, man. Cade Wolford, once again, this week's 740 spotlight. Bub, anything else you got left on this young man? He's doing some amazing things, dude.
No, I mean, it's just he's already made the SportsCenter top 10 in week 2 of college football. 3 receptions on the year. After week 2, he was, tied for second in the country in receiving touchdowns. He was top 60 or 70 in receiving yards. I mean, he's doing great things for Kent State, and this is what I want to see a lot of people from the area doing is, if you can't make it to a bigger program, go to one of these, Division I, Kent State, OU, develop yourself, and then you can have a chance, at success somewhere later down the road. And I really like what Cade's done. He's been a great role model for not only people at Jackson, but people around the area. And I think he's somebody that you can really, mold yourself around and look to inspire to be like.
I got 4 boys, man. I got 4 boys that live in this house. And if any one of them was going down the path of this young man, I'd be okay with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
He's saying the right things. He's toughed out a Bub. You heard we had an opportunity to talk to his dad last year, man. When
literally a year ago at the Apple Festival.
Well, even at that junior high football game when Shane showed up, we're talking to him, and he's telling us like Cade's having an adjustment period here at Kent State, man. We've always been rooting for him. We're rooting for every athlete that leaves the 740, goes on to do different things and bigger things, hopefully, in their careers. And that's honestly what kind of began this whole thing, man. Just the recognition of those types of things. So we're proud of Cade. We're proud of athletes like Cade that are going out and doing those types of things, man. Honorable mention in 740 spotlight this week, Carte Ligon. Bub. If Cade doesn't reel in another touchdown, we're talking about Carte Ligon this week out of Chillicothe.
Yeah.
And what a week that young man had. 420 yards on 31 carries and 5 tutties against the Western Brown Broncos in week 3. Helped the Cavaliers get on the score or get on the win column for the first time this year. Congratulations to that young man as well. But Bub, 7-4 spotlight, once again, shining brightly on our good buddy, Cade Wolford, man. Congratulations to you once again, Cade. Bub, we are wrapping it up on the 7-4 Sports Show. As we always do, there comes a time where we got to leave the show. And I ask you every single time, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Actually today, I don't. The first episode back in a while, And I don't have anything to say other than just stop mucking my tan lines. Like, they're going to get there eventually. I haven't had a tan. I haven't had like a tan. Well, no, not my tan lines, just my tan in general. But, I haven't had a tan since probably football, high school football. So
Yeah, I don't know what you want me to do about that.
just stop mocking me. I got, my legs don't look that bad.
Okay.
I wear jeans a lot because of it.
See, now we're just agreeing, or we're just agreeing to agree here, Bub. Hey, Bub, before we get out of here, I got one thing for you.
Let's hear it.
I got Frank Solich's birthday. How about that? How about Coach Solich, Bub? 81st birthday on Monday,
Twins.
which made me remember Fake Frank. You remember Fake Frank?
I remember Frank. Oh my gosh, I remember Fake Frank.
I knew it was going to be fun for him to say.
Yeah, that's a tough one to say too.
Of course, we introduced Frank Solich to Fake Frank outside of Peden Stadium, Frank Solich Field, just a year ago, as the Bobcats played a home football game. But Bub, he enjoyed that. He liked meeting himself in younger years.
Yeah, I mean, you can see in the picture there, he was stunned to see himself.
That was one of the greatest smiles I feel like I've ever obtained from a human being. And that's one of my favorite photos.
So genuine.
Dude, that was legitimately one of my favorite moments in this crazy world that sports has led us to. It was awesome. Coach Solich is 81 years old. He is also the winningest coach in the history of the MAC. And it happened just up the road at Ohio University. Man, again, another huge win for the Bobcats this past week. Bub, we're wrapping up. The music's playing. We gotta get moving. But that's no excuse for people not to follow us on social media or check us out at least.
You look a little bigger than me on that right page here at the OU one. You might look a little wider than me. I got you on the height. I'm just saying. I might be tall and slender now.
Other than my forearms are bigger, but your nose certainly has me. Make no mistake about it. How about Bub and Travis Kelce here, though?
I have been told I look like Travis Kelce.
Bub, you could have married Taylor Swift.
I could have. I could have had millions of dollars, but instead I decided that, no, I'm just not an athlete like Travis Kelce. I don't have the God-gifted abilities like him. And really, I don't look like him. Like, if you look at those pictures, he is so much more handsome than I am.
Bub, I'm personally right now. We'll repost this and we'll show
you. Also took the worst pictures of me to put side by side against him.
But I took your worst pictures and put them against Travis Kelce's best. And you
think I'm going to compete for Taylor Swift with Travis Kelce doing those pictures?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm just the Jason Kelce of the world.
That's true.
I'm not a skill position guy.
That's also true as well. As Bub admits he has no skill, we'll admit that we're getting out of here. Bub, who you got tonight? Commanders. Hang on now. Sorry. Commanders, Packers. Who you got?
I'm going to take, so at the beginning we took the Packers, but I have since done the Eric and flipped to the Commanders with.
Bub has muted himself, which is a crazy thing because I didn't know Bub could mute himself on this version of the show.
I can't unmute myself. Let's go.
No, you can't. I unmuted you for you.
I can. I here.
He's just playing with
my keyboard started popping up and everything.
We're getting out of here, Bub. Packers, Commanders. Who you got? You flipping?
Give me the Commanders. Give me the Commanders.
I'll roll with the Packers like an honorable man, unlike Bubba. We'll see you until next.
I'll take the money.
We'll see you. It's Eric and Bub. This has been the 740 Sports Show. We'll see you next time.
Bye.